If we're gonna see it, it's gonna be in these rounds. I can assure
Oh,
you.
come on. Let's go. Chat, anyone else excited? Chat, what are you hoping to see? Let us know. What are you looking for?
Probably a zoo deck, right?
Zoo decks,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go Zoo.
And then it looks like they just popped up with the overall deck list. So let me go and take a look at that. You can kind of get a number of what's going on and what we're going to be seeing the most of.
Nice.
Man, this
Let's
is
see.
so I'm already seeing looks like that's a weird. So we got a Spectrum ongoing list. We got some Annihilus stuff with your Hood, Shadow King, Viper, all that good stuff.
Of course.
Another Goliath, Doctor Doom, some control stuff. Shuri, of course. That's going to be one that we're going to be seeing a lot of as well. At least probably in some number in the top 8. Good, some destroy stuff. Of course, Loki. So I'm hoping we can get someone to kind of condense this down to organize what cards are being shown. So I want to see the exact numbers. I know that's a tall order, so we just got it posted, but if anyone wants to organize that good stuff, I would appreciate it. But yeah, it's a lot of the usual suspects that we're kind of used to and ready to see in the tournament.
Not seeing any Zoo.
No,
I can't believe it.
I'm not either. Look, maybe that's for the best. Maybe that means there's a lot of people taking the tournament seriously.
This is why I don't enter tournaments. I'd bring Zoo and I'd be like, oh, it was nice being here for round 1, guys.
Hey, that means you get to relax and enjoy the show for the rest of the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I see all the people looking that they're waiting to get set up. A lot of questions in chat on how to start a match. We're off to a wonderful start in this beautiful Saturday for some Marvel Snap. Snap Saturday. Look at that. We got Friday Night Magic. I think we should have Snap Saturdays.
Yeah, that sounds good. Tell your local game stores, people. You want to play Marvel Snap there.
Honestly, that'd be kind of cool.
Not right? If everyone's just got like their phones out, all playing Snap together.
That's what we did at SnapCon. We had the in-person tournaments, and the first few rounds was mostly just people playing on their phones and things like that. And once you got to the top 8 in the feature stages, we had featured iPads and also like PCs for people to kind of play in that regard. So that could be the setup that you would see at an actual live event. So if you actually want to bother anyone, for those of you watching, for all the people in chat, if there's anyone to bother and to yell at and to scream that we want in-person tournaments or big sanctioned events, go yell at Second Dinner. Yell at them until you're blue in the face.
Yeah.
That's what we
Developers love being yelled at. It's their favorite thing. So yell at them, let them know. We want... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Take all that energy you have, chat, for nerfing cards and just instead say, we want real life tournaments. Let's go. And we want Brad casting them.
Yes, I would definitely like that. Though, I mean, they might be going with some other people instead, but that's okay.
No, they'd be going with Brad. Don't put yourself down like that.
You know what? I appreciate talking me up like that. So I do see people looking ready, looking like they're getting ready to start and trying to get in some lobbies with their opponents. I do see some tables getting filled up in the Discord for potential streaming. So we should be getting ready to go underway momentarily once they get it figured out. But it's always that first round, right? It's always the first round that people kind of get the hiccups out of the way. And nothing ever starts at the exact time you want it to start. And I'm already getting some deck lists sent to me. So that might be a peek at what we're going to be watching. Now, are we being told that we're going to be watching the wonderful King of Canada? Is that what's happening? Because I think out of all the tournaments I have cast for both Impulse Series, Snap.fan Series, and things like that, I think I've commentated over at least one King of Canada game every single time we've played. This guy is a monster when it comes to the snap scene for competitive games. He's always in every tournament. I've never seen them not in a tournament. It's and they're always bringing someone that's really fun to look at. So
that's awesome.
Speaking of which, they are looking at a little bit of a lockdown deck. This is actually it's a Thanos deck.
Yeah,
we're looking at a Thanos deck. Let's go.
Thanos control looks like.
Yeah, so we got the wonderful tools of Nico as the 7th stone, Elsa Bloodstone, Psylocke to help ramp into your big 5 drops like Professor X, Vision, and Blue Marvel. And then, of course, we have Jeff Cosmo to help turn off things on your opponent's side, which not my first choice of a tech slot in a Thanos deck, but Game Canada's been here before, so I do trust their instinct. We have Shang-Chi to be able to counteract some big stuff on the opposing side of the table. Iron Lad to just hit anything that's good in the deck. And of course, those 3 5 drops I mentioned earlier, along with Goliath and Thanos at the top end. It is a tried and true, trusty list. One that we failed to mention looking at the early discussion for different decks we might be seeing. And I'm going to have to wholeheartedly apologize to the Mad Titan himself, Thanos, and say I should have mentioned you in some regard. This is a deck that prior to Loki was the tournament deck.
Yeah.
We talk about seeing multiple Loki decks, right, all the time, and it's really going to be, prior to that, it was Thanos decks. It's like you're going to see that in top 8. It's just so flexible. It's so good. The stones offer so much utility, and Nico's taking that to another level. And I would not be shocked to see this in the finals. And it's another deck that Loki's not, super amazing against. Unfortunately, it does not have the chance to hit the stones because the stones are added post game start. It would be a lot better of a matchup if your Loki opponent could hit a Mind Stone. But man, this is gonna be a good list. And then their opponent looks like is gonna be on they're calling it an all or nothing list. We got Wasp, we got Luke Cage, we got Mirage, Lockjaw, Rogue, Thor, Blue Marvel, Jade, Goliath, Doctor Doom, Odin, and the Infinite. This is a blast to the past. I have not seen a Lockjaw list in forever. Though, the little bit of the tech of like a Mirage early game to be able to kind of pivot into something else is very interesting, I will add. This is cool.
Are we seeing gameplay now?
Look at that.
Yeah. All right. I'm kind of excited to see this Lockjaw deck.
Yeah, and that's the perspective we're looking at right now. They're looking at a potential turn 2 Luke Cage, possibly thrown into that miniaturized lab just to kind of get some power there, maybe have priority. But I don't know how important priority is for this deck right now. Of course, turn 6, both these players are running Goliath, it looked like. Let me double check. Actually, maybe this one is not. Yes,
I believe they both are, yeah.
So they're both running Goliath, and priority can be a big issue for the Lockjaw deck in particular. Just want to make sure they get everything. But here's that Mirage coming down.
All right.
Like I was saying earlier. Over the Lockjaw. Makes sense, though, because both of these lanes are kind of awkward. You don't want to throw Lockjaw into X Mansion in the sense that like it fills it up, or it could be something that's just going to make your Lockjaw worse. And then, of course, Vibranium Mines just makes Lockjaw awful. Ebony Maw!
And a beast for Mirage?
That's great.
Wow. Oh, man.
So we do see the established Elsa there on Miniaturized Lab with Jeff, right? So there's a chance they can kind of go off into Vibranium Mines and kind of, hold their own. Now the Lockjaw makes sense because you have the ability to really you only needed one good hit to come over top the Ebony Maw.
Yeah, they got it. Ooh, and they got that beautiful Psylocke. But they have to play in Vibranium Mines, right? They literally have to.
And there's Goliath. So that does give them... That does provide a lot of information for the Thanos player for King Canada over there. Because now you don't have to worry about Goliath and the Vibranium Mines on the last turn. But double Power Stone is nothing to be overlooked.
Yeah, I mean, that's 5 power. 10 power. Both of them 10 power for
Right.
2 energy. That's crazy. They got lucky with that.
Now,
I
Blue
don't
Marvel,
know if
like they're still gonna want to play probably something into X Mansion. I mean, they could wait until the last turn, but
they
Blue Marvel
can't. They can't play anything in Next Mansion. They're locked out with Ebony Maw.
No, I'm saying from the
Oh,
perspective
Lockjaw.
of Lockjaw,
Yeah.
because right there, Blue Marvel, and they just got another Blue Marvel, so that's going to put them at 12 in that lane if they play the Blue Marvel on the last turn, which very well could be the play. So Blue Marvel plus like a Power Stone from the perspective of the Thanos player, both of them getting +2. So you have a 5 power Blue Marvel and a 5 power Power Stone, giving +2 across the entire board. Looking at 12 power there, so you're forcing your opponent to play Wasp into that Lockjaw, which is, it's free, and they can play their own Blue Marvel to help overcome that lane. But is it enough to win left too? So if they play Blue Marvel left, we're looking at 17, 18, 19, 20 in the left lane, and they're going to win right, overcoming the second Blue Marvel most likely. Now, the opponent for the Thanos player, if they play Blue Marvel in the left lane and they get it up to 5 power, then that's puts them up to 14, and then another 1, 2, 3, 17. So that should be the winning line. Ooh, I don't know about the Doom play. I think
I don't.
Blue Marvel is safer.
Yeah, 100%.
Blue Marvel left,
Blue
Wasp
Marvel
right,
with Wasp,
because that's solved. I think it's solved. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure my math is right.
I believe in you.
We're gonna have 20 left versus 17 if they go with the Blue Marvel play, which I can't see King of Canada's hand, but that does feel like the most, the best play they have. And then Wasp for nothing.
That doesn't. No. Don't do it.
What is their hit
They
here?
locked it in.
So Power Stone left.
Power Stone.
Is that going to be Blue Marvel mid? So okay.
Yes.
So I had it right as far as power. So 19 I was off on that. And
It's gotta be something.
It's gonna be give something huge. Nope.
Yeah. I was going to say they already have the Infinite in their hands, so
if they would have played their Blue Marvel left, that would have actually give them one more power. They would have had 20. So they would have won left. And then now they would have lost right because they would have hit the Mirage, unfortunately.
No. But they'd have Blue Marvel.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Boosting up the rest. Yeah, they would have won.
I already talked through that. Amazing.
Yeah. No.
So, look at me.
I mean,
figuring it out.
I was to say, easy for us to say when we're just chilling, right? And but yeah, the Blue Marvel was definitely that was the correct play there for sure. All right, what do they got now?
So turn 1, we're seeing the Soul Stone come down.
Okay.
Gonna be able to kind of hold down that Shadowland.
Ooh,
there's really no way for Knack to kind of bounce that ninja or kind of get rid of it. So that could be a lane that they just kind of forfeit. As we see Mirage come down on 2, grabbing a Psylocke. Now, Psylocke coming down for the opponent here is going to be pretty impactful. Ooh, the Rogue, though.
Oh, for Rogue.
And the snap from Canada, looks like, makes me think that they have Psylocke into Professor X on Muir Island here. So Psylocke plus a stone.
Yes. Yep. 100%.
Yep. Now Rogue's gonna be able to kind of turn that around here, which is pretty nice. But something that Blue Marvel is still able to overcome the Shadowland, and just a big body there can still.
That's what I was thinking. Like I would have saved that Rogue, knowing all the different kind of more impactful ongoing they've got. Right, Blue Marvel,
especially with Onslaught Citadel active now.
Yes,
both players have access to Blue Marvel, so that could be a wash. But from the snap on King Canada's side, it makes me feel like they probably have it in hand alongside with like a Professor X to lock down Muir Island now. Does feel like a bit too much to overcome. I would be wary of that and would probably dip out if I was Knack.
Yep, this feels scary. The snap, 100%. Knowing what's in King of Canada's deck, it's scary. It's scary.
Looks like they're throwing down
Okay.
Psylocke in that. Is that
Oh.
gonna be so? That must be Blue Marvel mid, right? Oh, X
Oh.
just locking it down immediately. Interesting.
Wow.
Now here's Alioth. Now they can Alioth right because they have the Psylocke extra energy. And we are back from the ad, by the way. So we should be good for that. So you're coming back just in time, everybody, to see an interesting final couple of turns play out. There is a choice here. I do think, you could go Alioth Odin if you're super confident in the fact that you're going to just win left and they're going to ban you that. But because the Thanos player might be really inclined to attack Muir Island.
I mean, they definitely that's their best chance, right? But
now Doom Odin is the other thing. But are you presenting enough power on the right lane? So that looks like just a tempo Shang-Chi to get power down. Now Blue Marvel is interesting because then you can buff the Mirage to at least tie, though that Jeff is in play to move mid.
Yeah.
So it feels like, I mean, it's a 50-50. That Jeff's moving mid. Yep. You're forced to play Alioth right, though, is the thing, to win the right lane. So if King Canada wants to play around Alioth, all he has to do is move Jeff mid and then play left.
Yeah. And frankly, move Jeff mid, presumably, if they've got Blue Marvel in hand. Blue Marvel left.
-3. So they're going with the Blue Marvel themselves. I don't think that's correct. But the Doom doesn't feel like the Odin and the Doom doesn't feel great either.
No,
you're just adding 5 right. I think you have, because you have to basically tell King Canada, do you have something big enough? Like they need Thanos and Shadowland to overcome that. I think it would be Alioth right would be the play.
Yeah.
And that would have won it. Let's see if this holds it down. Thanos. Wow. So if King Canada played Thanos left, they still would have won.
Yeah.
They would have tied right. No, actually would have lost on difference. So it's a toss-up. Like I thought the better play was the Alioth, but we're going into the next one. That was a big swing. And we'll see how it goes.
Ooh, TVA. Snapping.
Maybe.
So who do you think has a better chance here with TVA?
I would probably imagine.
Yeah, they're retreating immediately. Player. Yeah. That makes sense. All right, they retreated.
Also, I want to apologize. We've been labeling the decks wrong, unfortunately. Looks like, because we are from King Canada's perspective, they are actually the one on the lockdown list. Knack is the one on Thanos.
Oh, oops.
We received them mislabeled, so I would like to extend that apology. As you see, Reality Stone saying, I don't want that, but you're getting a Word World instead.
Ooh.
So that's going to be an interesting one. Got Luke Cage, which can, make you not care about a Soul Stone potentially if they have it in hand, or you'll be drawing your opponent's deck. I don't know. This is a weird one, especially the Limbo in. Karmatage, though, is good for... Well, here's the thing.
The decks are switched.
Knack is going to get the definite benefit because it was just a snap. I think you take your last 1 cube retreat here before you go into extra rounds. I don't think this is good for you because that tells me they drew into your Doom or something.
They're going with it.
Oh, Lockjaw.
Lockjaw
Wasp. And they hit Jeff. Well, you can move out of there.
Yeah.
So now you have your opponent's Alioth. Iron Lad is going to be hitting your own deck.
The Limbo instead of Carmitage?
Time Stone
Ooh,
getting
Time
double draw
Stone.
and double energy, as well as procking that Lockjaw into Wasp.
Wasp, though.
Iron Lad hitting
Thor.
4 will... Your opponent's going to
It
be
could
drawing
clog up
Mjolnir.
your opponent's deck, right?
Yeah.
So.
Drawing into Psylocke. So they can Psylocke right, get double energy. But that, what does that set up? Like,
Not much with
nothing
their
really?
hand. Yeah.
So, I don't know, because that Infinite in hand, pretty much every game has been really unfortunate for King of Canada here. Blue Marvel comes down, buffs the board a little bit. Nico on Carmitage going to change Limbo. Okay, so now we're going back to a regular 6-turn game.
Uh-oh.
Into Murder World,
World,
which does nothing at this point of the game. And yep, that feels like a retreat to me.
You've got to. You can't risk it.
Yeah, I don't see a way to really do this. Like, you got their Nico, which is fine. Like, what, you didn't get anything. Like, if that Nico, instead of being the random location, was like a +2 and you could play it on Carmitage and like buff a couple things.
I was about to say, they can do Shang-Chi mid and then play. Oh, really? I would play over on the right. Put Nico and Psylocke on the right. It's your best chance, right? You know you can win right.
Well, Knack has priority. Now, Knack very well could have King of Canada's Goliath in hand, in which it just stops that Shang-Chi in his tracks. Yeah, they can't play everything. If they could play,
they don't even have enough for Psylocke.
Yeah, so if they could do Psylocke and Nico right in addition to that Shang-Chi, that'd be great. But this is bad. Like,
no, retreat. This is definitely retreat.
Power. You can't lock this in for the first round loss.
Yeah, you
live to fight another day.
There you go.
All right, so King Canada, their back is against the wall. They have to climb back and win every game moving forward. We are in high stakes, so at least every loss for Knack is 2 cubes, so you don't have to win 10 games in a row.
Brad, have you ever come back from a point like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not often.
Exactly. It has happened, though. We can, as you said, not likely, but we could see it happen.
I will say, though, the decks that I typically play in those circumstances are a bit more consistent than a Lockjaw Casino deck.
Yeah.
Especially one that's drawn Infinite for the 5th game in a row in hand.
Oh, man. You hate to see it. Well, at least King of Canada hates to see it. We do too.
And Icebox hitting Lockjaw when you have
no.
The RNG gods have been extremely unkind to King of Canada thus far. And we got all the stones coming down early. Mirage going to take a peek what's going on, and it's Psylocke. No Psylocke on 3, but Time Stone on 3, which is effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
So will we see a Professor X come down? Because Knack has priority. If they Professor X Stark Tower, that Wasp does not hit anything. And
it could still be Professor. Nope, Mind Stone.
That would have been an insane.
Yeah, would have been like, okay, well, nice plan. Good day.
Wasp going in, bringing out Rogue. No target to hit.
Nothing.
Not a very good one. That's the problem with running really interesting tech cards in your Lockjaw list. You kind of want to go all in and just be like, look, if I get a good hit, I get a good hit. Right now, we're not seeing those good hits at the moment.
All right.
Now, there is something to playing Thor and Psylocke mid or something like that, and then just hoping that like your Jane Foster comes down to be able to draw your Wasp and your Mjolnir. if it gets hit by Grand Central. So I guess guaranteeing that you get the Wasp is fine. Doom comes out. There's a fine hit.
Good. That's good.
Now, what does Grand Central bring to the table, though? It's Thor and Thanos.
Ow.
Well, Alioth doesn't feel great here. How many cards are left in Canada's deck? 2?
I'll trust you with everything on the math.
So I'm gonna say, look, Wasp is a given there. If you hit Odin, that's fantastic. I guess you have to go Wasp, and then do you just go for the Alioth, like either mid or right, and just because like that,
right.
it has to be right. It can't be.
Yeah, you got to do Alioth
mid.
right.
Unless you're just really, really good at the game and you hit Odin off this Wasp, which is really what it needs to hit, by the way. I don't think there's any other option. Now, to be fair, besides Alioth, they can go Blue Marvel. Problem is, if your opponent goes Blue Marvel, you are just in a losing battle in that position.
Yeah.
So I think you're playing the high roll deck anyway. I think you got to go for the high roll and just Alioth Icebox and just say, look, if I hit it, I hit it.
What are they
now,
doing?
The Luke Cage
is
interesting, but you're just presenting Luke Cage in Psylocke, which is 6 power, right? I guess you could do that mid. You are banking on the 50-50. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like it.
No. Alioth. Right?
I don't really like it. And they fill. Cosmo making sure that Odin does not hit.
Oh, man.
And look at that. Thanos is a big boy.
Yup.
And
okay,
James is able to win that lane. Can they clutch out Icebox?
Ooh, they did it.
Look at us. Look at us being bad at the game.
Wow.
Now, in our defense, Alioth right also won.
I was about to say, it still would have won if they did Alioth right, yeah.
Because they got the Jane Foster back.
But hey, that's a feel-good moment.
Yeah, you got some momentum behind you. You got Sakaar, Ralph, Rip. You know, not the most amazing hits in hand.
Sakaar gets
and they drop Soulstone. That's a good play from that.
Oh, they got a Lockjaw early.
Lockjaw's nice. So now they can go Mirage. They have Luke Cage to say, I don't care about the Soulstone.
Yeah.
So they go Mirage now on Lockjaw.
Yeah.
Pull a potential stone from the opponent's hand as extra fodder to drop into Lockjaw. They're establishing an Elsa here. You get a reality stone, which can come in handy.
Ooh, okay. This is good.
Look at the RNGs finally coming in.
Yeah. No Infinite in the starting hand.
You just drew Wasp. This is fantastic.
All right. King of Canada is saying, you know what? I'm the king. I don't care about any RNGs as gods.
Look, if this Wasp hits Rogue, you're okay with it at this point. You're finally okay with the bad Rogue hit on Lockjaw, because at least it takes the Soulstone, but it could take the Power Stone, actually. Never mind.
Oh,
I'm going to retract that statement a little bit and say you're maybe okay and happy with Rogue coming out.
They still have
Elysium. Oh, well, you have the Reality Stone to turn that off, which I think you should.
Blue Marvel? Oh, yeah, they 100% should. Don't be greedy. Just get rid of it.
You can go Jane right now and the stone.
Yeah.
To get rid of Elysium, you get a huge benefit out of both of those.
Yeah, okay, good. That's what they're doing. Do it. Don't
you
be
gotta
greedy.
get rid of that.
Don't be
They're
greedy.
way better. They're way better at taking advantage of Elysium than you are.
There you go. Yeah.
Now, if they drop Professor X mid, that is a potential issue. Because they can go like a stone. Ooh, deep space.
Deep space.
And it turned off Professor X.
They did drop it. It didn't matter.
Oh my god.
Oh.
What a hit with Reality Stone. All right.
You skip your turn.
So I think it's got to be. I mean, do you just not play anything right now?
Yeah, skip the turn.
I think you float.
The turn.
You float for Infinite. You just
go
Infinite
mid and then freaking Yeah, skip the
Mjolnir,
turn.
like on Lockjaw and then Infinite right, or Infinite mid's perfectly fine too.
Yeah, Infinite mid.
Because they need
Mjolnir
to
right,
protect Monster
Wasp
Metropolis here.
left. Yeah, don't play anything. Just float. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you still have the option to pivot to Goliath if you need to.
Yeah.
Marvel. Okay. Now I think Infinite mid,
Got to be Infinite mid.
Mjolnir left, and Wasp right, just to get that one extra power.
Yeah. Yep.
is
100%.
the line.
And
This feels like a pretty good winning position.
they've got to. Yeah, I would be amazed if they don't win this one. Wow. The magic that can happen when you just believe in RNGesus.
He's with us at all times. Often against us, but he's still with us.
Yeah.
There we go. Infinite mid representing 25 power. Wasp going left. Lockjaw spitting back out a Rogue.
Rogue. Oh, it took the Soul Stone.
Spin. As we see Mjolnir flip on the other side, buffing Thor, getting 20 power in the left lane. Psylocke.
Just the Psylocke. No.
Not enough, and that is another win. King of Canada, and look at that. It's like a psychic or something. I was saying if that Rogue comes in, you're not too upset about it, and that was a good hit.
That was That was
Deep
exciting to
Space
watch.
Turning off Professor X.
That was exciting. Exactly. Oh, baby.
Here we go. Round 7. Project Pegasus. Right off with that. Infinite is eligible to be played. Finally. It's in your opening hand and you can play it. And it's not a bad thing. It was great last game. It worked out. But we had a lot of RNG to help us get there. And I think you just drop it now.
You have
Let's
to.
look at if we look at the deck list real quick. It looks like they are running Shang-Chi. They are running Shang-Chi.
Okay.
However, I think you just make him have it. Now here's the thing.
Thor?
I don't know. I like because they could go Stone, Professor X early on and stuff like that. It's Nico. Nico gonna draw you some cards blowing up that Space Stone. That's really impactful. And then the other card is Iron Lad flipping up, hitting Jeff.
Jeff, it's a big Jeff.
Mobile Iron Lad. 6 powers, nothing to scoff at when you can get it underneath a potential Professor X later on. Mirage probably going to come down here, take a peek at what's going on in their hand, and see what they can use against them. I do like the Mirage going right, typically, as Jeff comes down. Great split, by the way. Look at that purple crackle. Time Stone in hand. Looks like we're going to see it from
pretty good
perspective. Cloning Vats is very scary. If the opponent, from Knack's perspective here, if Knack has Elsa on Cloning Vats is scary.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Now, Time Stone's going to draw you a card, which is fantastic, but it's not ramping into anything in your hand right now. It's effectively just a 1/3 that says draw a card. Now, if they rip off Blue Marvel, there's a Goliath.
Their own Time Stone into a Psylocke as well.
Ooh. And where you see, is it a Blue Marvel? It's the only thing they can really ramp into. Oh, they had a full hand. Look at that.
Oh, no.
The Time Stone on the Cloning Vats does hurt a little bit. Now, they reveal first, unfortunately. So if they sneak in a Blue Marvel or something like that, then they can't catch
this
it
is rough
right now. They're gonna probably just go Time Stone again.
Back onto the Cloning Vats too.
I don't think you can play. I mean, there's nothing else to play. I don't think there's a reason to run Wasp at the moment.
No.
You should not throw out Rogue, because if they ramp into something like Blue Marvel, you need that to hold up and steal it to kind of pivot.
Why play Rogue now?
I think they might be worried about a bunch of cards like Professor X left, and they're just trying to hedge their bets against Professor X with the extra power. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong, though. Because it doesn't matter, because they have Jeff and Iron Lad. as both movable things. So if they just
Yeah.
slam Professor X left, say I can just move Jeff and Iron Lad over, and then especially if they can go into Blue Marvel later. I think you just unfortunately have to just stick with the
Out of
time
time.
stone, and that's it. So Rogue hitting absolutely nothing. Here's Elsa on Cloning Vats that I was worried about, and
Reality
turning
Stone.
off everything else for Cloning Vats. Time Stone again mid. They may be filled there for now, but they can move both those cards out of the way. I could see Jeff moving left just to open up an extra fill spot. Could actually see both of them moving left right now.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So Liaf doesn't look great. You can go Odin or Dr. Doom Odin, right? That's perfectly fine. But is that enough? It's
their best bet.
The problem is you're really only adding the extra power left with that Odin hit because you played Time Stone into that Cloning Vats again.
It's still be 22 power in the end there. It's not bad. But the
22 left, sure, but
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
13.
Yeah.
Which that means the opponent only needs 10 power to win that lane, which, you know,
very
Blue
doable.
Marvel or just a Thanos on Lechugia. There's Blue Marvel.
Yeah, Blue Marvel.
Getting it up to 7. All they need is 7 power right, which honestly I would just say, because look, they can move that Iron Lad right into the right lane, and that's it, and they win Lechugia, and then they just have to play because King has a priority. But even if they move Iron Lad right, they're just gonna play something big mid or just anything mid, really.
Yeah.
Just to kind of hold
move
it down.
Lad right. You can move Jeff.
You can also, if they just have Thanos in hand, they just play Thanos in the right lane. Blue Marvel puts them up back to 17, so Thanos wins that. Thanos wins right if they play Thanos right.
I think they got it. I don't think there's a way for Canada to win it.
Now, if they don't have Thanos, though, then Canada could edge this out with this Blue Marvel. Depends, the RNG has been against King Canada a lot this game. It could not be in favor for Knack at the moment, but the early Nico draw 3 in the first turn, and they've played Time Stone a bunch of times. I don't know. And there's the fist bump. Whatever happens, happens. So they're going to win right because
All right.
not enough to get that. And they abandoned mid. So, and there's the Thanos. They had it with the Thanos right. Look at that.
Hey.
Knack looks like I think Knack overthought it.
Yeah. He was, what was he?
You leave Iron Lad mid because you know they don't have enough individual power to go tall and win you in the mid lane, and you just play around the one thing that they have or could have, which would be Blue Marvel. All right, so we have an opening hand of no Infinite for once.
Okay, all right. Hey.
Lockjaw into Wasp. So I'm hoping we see like Mirage or like, Luke Cage drawn into for King of Canada because they are on the brink of coming back. There's Luke
Cage.
Now, I understand throwing it there. I understand. Because you're forcing them to play their throwing away Elsa for a Hulk is interesting actually. Because that generates there's Project Pegasus again. Eliath mid.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you still can go into Lockjaw Wasp next turn.
Yeah.
I think you Eliath mid and say you need to play into what's it called? Shang-Chi later. I
just want to get a bunch of things down.
But you're not running Shang-Chi as a Lockjaw player. They are. Ooh, they also avoid Gamma Lab. You know what? That reads to me that they have Shang-Chi in hand. There's Blue Marvel hit on Iron Lad. That's a big hit.
Oh man.
So now we're gonna be really sad if this Lockjaw flips over into a rogue off this Wasp.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Infinite?
Infinite. Thor.
Well, fine. Thor's perfectly
Not bad.
fine. Especially if you draw into it, you have Odin in hand. We have a tie in mid for the time being. Ooh, what a draw.
Oh, they got
into
Wasp again.
I mean, I say what a draw when it's really just wasting 4 energy.
I was about to say they can't play anything else, but
we hope it's an Infinite, because if it's an Infinite, that represents there's a Shang-Chi.
There's Shang-Chi.
That's why I was saying them not going to that lane kind of telegraph that. Now, hitting Infinite makes it so Doom's great.
Doom?
You can go Odin into that later. There's Mjolnir, though. I mean, I think here's the thing. I think you pass. Don't play the Mjolnir just for the sake of playing it, because if you draw into Infinite, you can play it.
Yeah, there's no reason to just play Mjolnir.
Yeah. They don't have Shang-Chi anymore. You have to full pass here.
Yeah. You know what to do, King of Canada.
Also, a full pass makes them think you might have Infinite too, and can mess with their play pattern here.
Mm-hmm. There's only downsides to playing it. There's no reason to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
the opportunity cost is,
don't
0.
Do it. No.
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
No, yeah.
There's
Keep it in
no
hand.
reason to play it
Don't do it. No. Don't play it at all. Don't play it at all.
If you draw into Infinite, you're going to be so upset.
There's no reason to play it. Yeah. Just, yes. There you go. This is gripping.
So there's a vision. So
okay.
Now you just go. Okay, so here's the thing. We expect that vision to likely move, right?
Yeah.
Does it move right? Because, I mean, then they would want to play something on Monster Island. So, do you just Alioth left, Mjolnir mid? Or is that too big brained? Like, because if they just don't move the vision, then you lose, right? You're banking on them moving that vision. I could definitely see a world where they just don't.
Odin
on Doom gives you a little bit reach against that Wasp. Makes no sense left.
Why are you doing this? There you go.
And then Mjolnir, I guess, but that's not nearly enough. Because then what do you hit into right? You're overstacking right, because Thor gets the buff from Mjolnir. If it dips into something big, I don't think that's right. I think
no, it's an Alioth. You should be playing Alioth. They put it in.
So now they overstack. Hold on. Doombot wins left. It depends on what this. If this goes into Infinite, my man's a G. Actually, no, it doesn't. If it goes into anything remotely decent sized, because of Thor getting buffed, Rogue, anything Marvel?
Wait, no.
Yes, Thor, Mjolnir.
Yes,
buff.
the Mjolnir. Oh my goodness! Wow. We're going into the final game.
The comeback.
Holy crap!
On.
It happened. This is insane.
All right.
Wow. Yo, I am invested.
This has been phenomenal.
I think even if Rogue, maybe I'm wrong. I was gonna say, even if Rogue got Soulstone, I think that would have won him.
It would have.
Yeah.
It would have. All right. So
that Rogue coming
Mirage, we just got a Wakandan Embassy, which is probably way better for the Thanos player if they have a bunch of stones in hand.
True.
Man,
there's a Mirage.
Yeah,
right? The Mirage is going to get
steal
something
back
pretty
something
beefy.
that can be buffed. Reality Stone that they just drew into
Murder World.
Okay. Monster Metropolis. So Mirage Probably in the right lane is what they're going to go with, just in case it's like a Sanctum or something.
Mm.
Not going in the right lane. I would have gone in the right lane.
Yeah.
But, Mirage draws into a Cosmo. That is good to know.
Superflow.
Now here's the question. Do you just slam Cosmo mid?
Yeah.
So what are we doing the next turn? So we have 5 energy next turn. Can go Blue Marvel left. So they did their Cosmo too, but your Cosmo's a little bigger.
Yeah, big dog. Big dog.
So looking at probably Blue Marvel left. Okay, hear me out. This might sound weird.
I'm listening.
There's a little bit of merit to just playing nothing right now. Infinite mid on 5, and then Eliath right on 6.
I'm digging it. I'm digging what you're saying.
They have, so they're most likely not going to play in Superflow. Now, on 5, when you play, if you played Infinite mid, there's a very good chance they actually Professor X on Superflow. I could see that.
Yeah.
But then the play is most likely similar. I think this is fine too. I think Thor, Jane Foster Thor is perfectly fine. I really like, though, the potential of
Clifford
passing. Professor X right now, I think, is the thing. There it is. Yeah. So that's a good play for them.
But they're doing pretty good. King Canada's pretty well suited.
Well, their one card they're looking at is gonna be Thanos is the biggest they can get in the mid.
Yeah.
Thanos. So Blue Marvel is interesting. It's a little tough because does this Blue Marvel beat a Thanos if they go mid, like on turn 6? Because like, what are they going left?
What do they got in there? Yeah, Thanos.
Yeah, because Thanos getting the
Thanos
plus.
Is gonna be 13.
The reason for those wondering, I should probably saying this out loud. The reason I'm talking about Thanos being the biggest thing they can play mid is because that's bigger than anything besides an Infinite going mid to get that +3 power, and it swings that Cosmo away. So Vision. Vision can honestly stay there. I think that would win. Well, now they can play the Infinite. Do they play the Infinite mid? And then just what? Wasp left? Vision moving adds 10. Okay, so they might just go Vision left to tie that Jane Foster and then going like Thanos mid.
So they have to know that they're going to be playing Infinite, right? They skip the turn.
Yeah.
You got to know you're playing Infinite mid.
So if they just go like anything left with this Vision.
Exactly. You just go Vision and then just put down a bunch of little stones.
Right. This Infinite play does not feel right to me.
No, it's too easy to just win left.
Now, here's the thing. Vision moving left, and then Eliath left with Wasp, assuming the Infinite's going mid from Nax's perspective.
Yeah, and you just don't play Infinite.
Just don't play mid, and then you win mid.
Yeah.
Because your Cosmo's big enough. So Eliath, Wasp left, I think, is the play.
Yeah.
Because that gets around... You're running out of time.
No, don't do Infinite.
I don't think that's it.
Don't do it. Eliath, Wasp.
Yep. And it's their
Eliath.
They had their priority, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
they almost got there.
Considering they went 1 life up against what Nax was at full,
10,
I think.
Yeah, they're full.
Yeah, that was a good series of games. That was a really
close.
good series of games.
It came down to priority.
Wow.
Man, I am
Woo!
speechless. I'm drained.
Woo! Yeah. That was a very exciting way to start things off. Wow. Wow. That's just the first game.
Yep. And I mean that is the thing about stuff like the Lockjaw list and part of VA and part of the thing with when it comes to looking at these tournaments, it's just you don't want a lot of stuff to go wrong for you, or at least have the potential to, and RNG decks like that really could.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Team Impulse saying, by the way, Brad, your Infinite Eliath would have also lost because of the vision. Well, if the Eliath was not played, or the Thanos player did not have priority, and the Eliath Wasp left by not playing, and like would have gotten around the vision, because the vision was at 13 because of Monster Metropolis. It would have been at 10, would have tied Jane, and then would have had an Eliath plus a Wasp with nothing there.
Yeah.
And then they would have played nothing mid, thinking the Infinite was coming down, and then that original Cosmo that was 7-5 would have gotten the +3. They would have won mid. So that line would have won if they had priority for the Eliath. Obviously, that didn't come to fruition.
Team Impulse in chat, they're talking about the original, like the skip turn. What was it? Turn 5. Skip turn 4 to play Infinite on turn 5, and then
because of the vision. No, I understand. You're right.
Yeah.
Also, that was out the window once they turned forward X on
Yeah.
The
it's a spicy thought. It was a spicy thought for a spicy game.
Yeah. It would have been a great way to win it too.
Yeah.
Man, this is beautiful.
That was so good. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so exciting.
Okay, let's see how far in we are for these other matches. If we have any, we check the bracket.
Okay.
All right. So it sounds like we only have one other match going on, or a couple other. All right, so we got one match left, waiting on that to finish up, and then we're going on to the next round. This is great.
Yeah, King of Canada almost a comeback. That was exciting stuff. Well played, King Canada in the chat, and good job, Knack.
And I will say that I mentioned earlier that pretty much every every tournament I call has had at least one King Canada match. In addition to having one King Canada match, they're always a blast. They're always fun to watch because King Canada usually brings the spice. And look at that, they did. They brought Lockjaw.
Yeah, it was spicy. It was spicy. Oh my goodness, going all the way to the last game from 1. That's just that's exciting as heck.
Yep. It's just the best way Snap can be played. Nothing feels better than be able to potentially come back. Now, of course, it didn't come to fruition, but it was very close. Almost got there. It came down to the final round. So you gotta be proud of yourself in that regard.
Yeah, the fact that you were able to bring it like down to that last match. If I was in King Canada's shoes, I would have been like, hey, that's almost a win in my book. Yeah. That was come on. That was amazing.
It's also we're in Swiss, so being 0-1 doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You can still definitely, reach top 8. Based on the amount of people you're probably gonna want to have, it's how many rounds of Swiss? Is it 8?
I assume it's 8, yeah.
So